Check one, two. Hello, everybody. We did it. The Eagle has landed. We're live for 250. Sean, kick us off. Let's do an old school intro.
Hello, and welcome to the Michael Scott Podcast Company, a show for fans of The Office by fans of The Office. I'm your host and limo lady, Sean Roney.
And I'm Edwin James, the company's top salesman and the creator of Computron. I wear many hats, but the one I'm currently wearing is that of gracious host.
And with us, as always, our producer in the warehouse, Mr. Alex Ward.
Well, it's really nice to meet you, Brian.
It's actually Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
Bitch.
And I would say our other producer in another warehouse, Ms. Kayla Higgins. Thank you very much for helping us with this live episode.
Huge whopping penis.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
So let's get ahead. I'm just walking into this, but Kayla is. There's a whole soundboard that's enabled now on Discord. So if you're on Discord, you can use it. Not everyone has the permissions for this live call, but that's what that was. So for the first time ever, Sean and Edwin have the power that I usually have.
Feel that energy?
And now I can't stop them from doing drops. So for those people who've been clamoring
I don't know what that
for
was.
rapid fire drop board, it's covers off. Go for it, boys. Have fun.
It's about
Alright.
time.
This is weird.
Great. Yes. Every week we get together and talk about our favorite show, NBC's The Office. This is our 250th episode. Congratulations, guys.
Mind blown. I can't
We
believe
did
we're
it.
here.
They said we'd never get here, but here we are.
Very exciting. It's going to be a bit of a casual format. Today we're going to start with a blind ranking icebreaker, and then we're going to do a rundown. What's a rundown? We're going to find out. And then we're going to take some calls from Discord, and then we're just going to have some and then we're just going to hang out after that.
Yeah.
So
Oh God. I'm not doing this. I haven't seen this.
I guess before we get into all that, is there any housekeeping to start off with?
You know, given this special episode, let's give them a break. They don't want to hear the same old things. They don't want to hear about patreon.com/Michael Scott. They don't want to hear about the advantages that being in the Discord community has. We'll just let that shine for itself today. What do you say?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, very good. I'm super excited. We got some blind rankings sent to us by Haley. Thank you, Haley. Let's go. All right, guys. Blind ranking.
Yep.
Whoa, God, what is that? Yuck, yuck, yuck. Wow. What happened in there? Michael, about the thing.
Really quick, do you want to explain just quickly what how blind ranking works?
Blind ranking is people just send us 5 things from The Office, and then these guys have to rank them as they are revealed.
Yeah.
If they give away the number 1 spot and something better comes along, they're going to have to live with that regret. And that is the fun of blind rankings.
This is a popular format you may have seen on social media or TikTok. I would like to let you all know that I've assumed the title of Rank Sinatra or Rank Ocean, and Alex is Rank Did It.
Rank did it. Yeah. Anyway, so back to where you were, Sean. Can you give us that one more time, please?
Whoa, God, what is that? Yuck, 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 yuck. Wow. What happened in there? Michael,
Analog.
about
Is it going to be
the
like
thing.
reactions? Is it going to be
Analog drops. I'm going to go 5 just for the sake of playing it safe.
Sure. All right, I'll play it. I'll go right down the middle. 3.
Okay, very good.
3rd. Yeah.
Number 2 is Pam discovering Moe's in the outhouse with the banging door.
What century is this? Okay, this has got to be Discoveries. Like, Kind of wish I'd done the carpet higher. I do love when Michael does that. Why does
I'm
he
gonna
lock
put that at
Kevin in there?
3.
Why does he lock him in there? I'll never know. You went 3 on the outhouse? I'm gonna I'll go 4.
Okay. Okay, next is the entire audio of Michael falling into the bathroom and trying to get Pam or Ryan to come clean him up a little bit.
1.
Number 1.
1.
Okay.
Didn't
For
do
the
that.
4th, the quote, "Just pooping. You know how I'd be."
2.
Very good.
I think I have 1, 3, and 4 taken. Just pooping, you know, hobby. I'm gonna put that 5.
Okay. And then finally, damn, why is that in the kitchen?
Yes, number 2.
That's number 4 for me.
Hell yeah.
Very good. Okay, well,
You are murdering the Nardoc.
This was a bathroom humor blind ranking from
Bathroom humor.
Michael discovering the poo poo in the carpet episode, Pam seeing Mose in the outhouse, Michael falling into a toilet, Michael saying just pooping, and Andy stepping into manure in the kitchen. Let's see, Edwin, you picked the entire audio of Michael falling into the bathroom first, and so did you, Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, you went with just pooping as your for last place, and Edwin went with the carpet for last place. So there you go. That's a little icebreaker, just breaking the ice here.
Letting tots trickle in. Letting the public
Really
trickle
setting the standard for the type of humor and fun that we go for on our show.
in. Yeah. Yep. A lot of zing. a lot of pep.
Well, now that is done, guys, I just want to say congratulations on 250 episodes. I don't think any of us ever expected to make it this far.
Nope.
And yet, here we are planning to go much, much further. We have a long way to go. Edwin and I have been kind of plotting out the future of the show, so we're not going anywhere.
That makes it sound
Going
like
for
I'm
500.
That makes it sound like I'm getting cut out of the show. Like Edwin and I are discussing how to move forward.
We have a big announcement for Alex at the end of this episode.
Yeah. No, it was simply Edwin and my's task to do that. As you all know, Alex has many tasks as a producer in the warehouse. But guys, looking back on how far we've come, I've put together a spreadsheet of every episode we've ever done. That includes all of our Patreon mailbags and Patreon bonus episodes and unreleased episodes. We started this show with the Michael Scott Paper Company episode on February 5th, 2019. And we have recorded. Do you guys want to guess how many hours of MSPC content has been released since then?
Oh, man, I can only imagine.
Whoa. I want to see some guesses in the chat right now. Total hours of content?
Total hours, and we're including mailbag episodes and bonus episodes.
Oh man.
724.
Okay, well we've done like almost 50 mailbag episodes. Those are about 2 hours. So there's
2 hours
100.
apiece.
There's about 100 hours
47
right there.
mailbag episodes.
All right, we'll say roughly 100 hours
Mm-hmm.
plus.
I mean, if you take it 250 plus all the extra 15,
Right.
5, 10 minutes,
Right.
probably like 315. I don't know.
We're getting a lot of guesses for 600, 601 on the dot.
Mm-hmm.
600 feels about right, but
But then you also got to layer in Biscuits with the Boss and the Ted
oh my
Lasso
god, you're right.
and Party Down and The Bear and White Lotus. That together is probably about 15 to 20.
Yes. before everybody gets too carried away and disappointed by the real number,
It's like
it is.
401.
I'm gonna reveal it. No,
380.
it's 359 hours, 42 minutes, and 6 seconds.
Okay.
359 hours.
That's like watching Die Hard 165 times.
300. 400.
Or 15 full days of audio.
Oh my God.
Wow. All this, and we filled half a month of time.
I know.
Wow.
It feels like we've got a long way to go.
I'm both
but,
emboldened and disheartened at the same time. It's like, wow, that's what when you look back on your life, what will you have done? You'll be like,
It is
I made
funny.
15 days of audio.
Yeah. It's very seldom these days that we release anything under an hour, but when we first started out, we were doing that a bit more often.
It's very
I feel
Our
like-
shortest. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I feel like what's our oh, you were about to say our shortest episode, please, as you were.
Yes, I've got
I have
a few
guess.
stats
I have
here.
a guess for the
This
shortest
is-
episode.
This is my rundown, by the way. I didn't say that at the top.
What's a rundown?
Yeah. Our shortest episode, it
Thursday-
was the
comedy night?
Biscuits with the Boss
Oh,
Pre-game.
Well, hey, but that's
Okay,
like
all
that was
right.
a time limit.
all
Yeah.
right.
at
My guess for
16
regular-
minutes.
My guess for the regular episode was the comedy night done right.
My guess would have been
no.
a reunion or reboot.
Oh,
Very close. Very
Wow.
close, Edwin. I think that would be our second shortest episode. But we actually had one that was only 22 minutes and 19 seconds, which is kind of unfathomable
Excuse me?
now, which was the party planning committee plus The Office leaving Netflix.
It was 22 minutes.
we did 22 minutes. Isn't that the one we? Maybe that's the one I messed up
Could-
and cut off.
Could be an error.
Yeah, it's probably an error.
Oh, well, then if it is, then I would say
Let's remove the outliers on either side.
okay. Then in that case, Edwin is right. Office reunion or reboot
Oh.
was only 31 minutes and
Damn.
13 seconds.
Yes, I am right.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because that's the one we did at Lake Billy Chinook
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh.
with your field recorder sitting at a
Oh,
picnic
everybody. Oscar found a reason to look on WebMD.
table.
That's
Our
right.
longest episodes can only be accessed by Scott's Tots through Patreon. Our longest being our most recent Scott's
I
Tot.
believe it,
Oh,
man. Yeah.
really?
It was
Number-
like 2 hours 40 minutes, right?
2 hours 38 minutes and 9 seconds, the 47th of our mailbag series.
Wow.
We have done 75 episodes of The Office have been profiled. We've done 22 fantasy drafts. Done 59 character episodes. That includes single character and character pairing, or anytime we focused on some aspect of Michael Scott. We've had 26 voicemail episodes. We've only done 9 location episodes.
Okay.
And we've been doing Patreon
Honestly,
mailbag
9 location episodes
since-
is still crazy.
A lot.
still. And we've been doing Patreon mailbags since June 15th, 2020, every month.
Wow. Cool.
That's
Wow,
right.
We started that in 2020. Look at us.
Yeah.
Mere months into the pando. Wow.
Mhm.
Good for us. You know?
Yeah, and just something for everyone to look forward to. The episodes of The Office that we still have not profiled are Sexual Harassment, Performance Review, The Carpet, Boys and Girls, Valentine's Day, Michael's Birthday, Conflict Resolution, Gay Witch Hunt, Grief Counseling, Initiation, Diwali, Branch Closing, The Merger, The Convict, Ben Franklin, Phyllis's Wedding, Cocktails, Negotiation, Safety Training, Product Recall, Dunder Mifflin Infinity, Launch Party, Branch
Okay,
War,
good.
Survivor
So
Man,
we'll just
Chair
all go
Model.
down there together at lunch. Excellent.
I was thinking. of-
Good work, Pam.
But if-
Yay!
I think it would be kind of hot.
Night Out, Business Ethics, Customer Survey, Business Trip, Frame Toby, Prince Family Paper, Blood Drive, Golden Ticket, New Boss, 2 Weeks, Dream Team, Heavy Competition, Broke, Casual Friday, Company Picnic, Gossip, The Promotion, The Lover, Shareholder Meeting, Scott's Tots, The Manager, and The Salesman, New Leads, Body Language, The Cover Up, The Chump, Whistleblower, Counseling, Andy's Place, Sex Ed, Garage Sale, Goodbye
Season
Michael,
7.
AARM, and I'm going to stop
are
there.
so
That's
right.
only
You
the
are
first.
I talk a lot, so I've learned to just tune myself out.
that's only through
I
season
don't know
7.
what the that was.
I'm not doing these ones.
We have a long way to go. It's kind of amazing to think that there's still so many that we have to profile individually.
Yeah.
But it's exciting to know that there's so much for the future.
Fun to look at the numbies.
So
though.
much.
That's
Mhm.
crazy, man.
And a lot of great episodes. One thing to look forward to is June, which is going to be Big Juna.
The next in our series of theme
Oh,
months,
yeah.
Big Juna.
Yeah. Theme month.
Big Juna, where we will we've done most of the top rated episodes on IMDb, but we're going to finish out that list with some of the most popular episodes of The Office that we still haven't covered. So yeah.
That's exciting.
I guess maybe to set the table for the next couple months. So we have Mockument 3 running for this month. We have Big Juna going into next month. July is going to be Captive Audience Month, where the premise is kind of that Sean, Alex, and myself will make each other watch a different sitcom or a different show, but like one season of it. And then August, we're looking to be our guest, where we will have guests on each episode during the month of August.
Guest.
I wish you could have seen us present these to Alex. It was like Sean and I went off to plan by ourselves, and Alex wasn't able to join us. We met up with him a couple days later. We were like, "All right, here's our plan." All guests.
So the same as you guys deciding the name of the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Occasionally, I'm just told things about what's happening with the show. Yeah.
Hand him over, numbnuts.
But no, hey, to be real, we did offer this as like, this is our plan. Alex, what do you think? We didn't.
Yeah. No, I accept it fully.
It was the most I've seen you laugh in a while. It was that's why I was like, I wish you could have all seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the ideas. I think it was you guys did a great job, but it just made me happy also just how pleased you guys were with the names. You're like, we're gonna call it Mockument 3. Oh, in August is gonna be August. That one killed me. That was. I felt like I happened upon you guys doing Senior Lodenstein, where you're like, look at what we've made. Look at this.
Yeah.
Porque es muy rápido.
Yeah.
Would you like to know that we originally started with workshopping Guest-tember and decided to pull it forward to August?
Yeah, it's way better. Way better.
Also, September, we're finally going to be covering the British Office. It's a whole month of British Office in September. And that'll and then we'll be able to cover the British Christmas for Christmas. And then October is a draft month, all month long.
Eat cat food
drafting.
with Kevin and not go to the hospital?
That's Fancy Feast. Ultra Feast is something they made up so they can pig out together in the name of ceremony.
What is Oktoberfest?
I thought okay, this happens sometimes. I thought I'd already shortened that drop to just what's Oktoberfest, but it's the whole drop, so you have to listen to that whole thing. My apologies.
I get it now. I get it.
It's my bad.
Well, that's all I
other
had
thing-
for a
sorry.
rundown.
One other thing with the rundown for the rest of the the announcements that we've had for these future months.
Yeah.
For conference room segments, we can still do Office topics similar to what we did in our Parks and Rec episode. So if there are voicemails, emails, blind rankings, trivia, like there will still be some of your regularly scheduled NBC Office programming content within these different theme episodes, but they'll just kind of be baked into conference room or other things. So that if there is more casting news or something that comes up, we'll still be responding to that as well.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I would say too, at some point in there, I think I'd love to revisit our 49th episode of the podcast, where we did the delivery parts 1 and 2. As Alex and I will be going through that experience you're just a couple weeks away maybe now.
Like 3 weeks.
Wow.
But yeah, we did that episode back in 2020, and I'm certain that we'll have some new perspective on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. We have all these wonderful months planned out, and I'm like, boy, oh boy, I'm going to be trying to keep a baby alive that whole time. So,
yeah,
there might be some cries in the background. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Yumi.
I know. But I am. None of this even includes Captive Audience, which was the new podcast we launched this year. Thank you again to everybody who's been listening and sending in your support and your feedback. It means so much, and we're really excited about that too. We're going to keep that going as well.
Yeah.
It's been really exciting to start a new project within that realm and to have people come along with us for the journey. So appreciate that for sure.
Shout out to Tina in the chat who says, I try to hold a baby every day. I'm a nanny, though.
Speaking of the chat, is it maybe time for us to take some live calls?
We could do some calls, and yeah, if you're joining us,
great idea, Dwight.
If you're joining us on YouTube,
I love it.
I've never experienced this. This is a whole new feeling for me. I've been told my mic's a little low, guys. You know what that means? I'm going to turn it up. How's that? Is that better, Noreen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like that?
Wow, there he is.
It's a nice, rich baritone.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, get in the chat, guys. Join the show. I don't. We got 40 some live viewers. I think we could get that number up. Did we? We were gonna post in.
Yeah, view on multiple devices if you can.
Get on multiple devices. I know we pretty much
second screen experience. Yeah.
Shared the link and announcement in Discord. And
the
I don't know
Facebook fan group.
The Facebook fan group. I don't know if we did something on Instagram, but
as always, shout out to the Facebook fan.
Go tell your friends to drop everything they're doing and hop on this call. And we'd be remiss without saying we didn't even say Happy Cinco de Mayo to you, Edwin, to you, Sean. It is the 5th of May.
Also,
yes.
Revenge of the 5th.
Also what?
Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the 5th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Revenge of the 5th. Yes.
That's new. I didn't know about that.
Wow. This is well, that's fun.
Elven Dragon Slayer, 10-point power sword.
Yep. Once we're done recording, because we are recording rather early on a Sunday in the Pacific time zone. Do you guys have any Cinco de Mayo plans? After this?
Just gonna pour a glass of lemonade and no, my friends Peter and Ellie are having a little Cinco de Mayo thing at their house, and I said I'd go.
Nice.
And then our friends Colin and Caitlin said they're having a thing, and I said I already made plans. And that's that.
Nice.
Sean, what are you doing?
Gosh, we're definitely gonna head down to the waterfront Cinco de Mayo fair in the pouring rain in Portland right now. No, I don't know if we're gonna get much up to anything today. We got chores to do. Although I'll probably have a margarita while I do those chores.
Ooh, I'm gonna do that too, Sean. We are at my house. We are remodeling our kitchen, so our kitchen's totally ripped up right now. I'm also. There's so many things I need to do around the house, but
Dwight and his buddies are downstairs just smacking your cabinetry with hammers.
And it's happening when we're about to have a baby too. So yeah, really,
it really is perfect.
Yeah, I'm living that episode right now. But it's okay, you know.
Yeah.
Shout out to my contractor Ben, doing good work.
Marianne on YouTube is asking, how do you think Michael celebrated with Oscar on Cinco de Mayo?
Probably offensively.
Surprising him at his house in the morning.
Yeah, like
Oscar. Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Oscar, I got you a burro, and just gives him a donkey. Like, Michael, what?
Yeah,
something bad.
There was definitely maracas, sombrero, poncho.
Yeah, he got Oscar tickets to Sandals, Jamaica for Cinco de Mayo.
I would like to see Oscar use a little bit of like Daryl's tactics with Michael, where he's just like, yeah, Michael, we all love to go to the opera actually on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
You know,
Jacob Dunder
trying to just get him to do Oscar things.
Jacob and Dunder Mifflin Phoenix. Sean, margarita with a little sardine on the rim. Sean pours his margarita and then he wipes a sardine around the rim before he salts it. Yeah, just for that briny.
Open mouth of the sardine.
That little briny hit on your margarita that you always want.
It doesn't. It
Don't.
might.
Don't. Don't
Maybe
say
a
it.
little anchovy paste in the
Don't
cocktail
say it.
shaker.
Yeah. Justin asks, Alex, what software do you use for my drops? I've always wondered. It is a little program called Jingle Palette.
Jingle Palette.
Jingle Palette.
Sounds nice.
Which is, yeah. There's probably way better software to use for this, but I found that this works for us. And
Yeah, I've
works
heard
for me.
Django Canvas is much better.
Okay. Yeah.
I like how Jingle Palette is just a synonym for soundboard.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Exactly.
Like, how else can we
The
say
meetings-
soundboard?
The meetings that went into that, right? But I kind of went over this little on I guess that was our Patreon because someone asked about this. But yeah, I basically have different palettes and each one's got like 30, 35 or so sounds I can do for each palette. And each palette is a different character pretty much or a different theme. So I've got all the different characters and then I've got I kind of have the insult board as a separate one. That's what I kind of, as soon as Sean starts talking, I just bring it up. So I'm ready to kind of fire some of these ones,
Pervert.
you know.
Very
there's a review
comedically
of the
humorous.
show. There's a review of the show that talks about how you have how you struggle to hide your disdain for Sean based on the drops.
What?
Oh. I
Oh
love
my
Sean more than
God.
I love Sean
So
more than
silly, yeah.
more than most things in the world. But
Yeah.
it is just fun. It's just fun, and
Alex is very fond of creating soundscapes. So he's got imagine a
Yeah.
single moment of song expanded out into several minutes. He's got one called Earthrise on the Moon. Fantastic.
I don't think you can do that. Nami Nami in the chat asks, "Prison Mike, or is that a Hitler pillow?" Which is, I think I must have told that story on the show before, but
yeah, you have. But tell it again.
Well, I had a meeting with a media personality that I'm like a huge fan of, and then we had a call and did an episode with him, and like as soon as I came on to like set up the call, he just like leaned in and was like, "Do you have a Hitler pillow in your room?" And I was like, "No, it's Prison Mike." And I had to show him, but it's just like the worst first impression I could have ever made.
He's like, "Oh, okay, I have to go. My
Right.
water's boiling on the stove."
In your defense, I have no idea what he's talking about.
When the lighting is right,
know what the that was.
when the lighting is right,
It really doesn't.
It did kind of. It was in a different
some-
spot than it
okay.
is now, but now I've got it
Yeah.
with my two little Dundies, and this is we should always shout out Lady Justice, of course. This is the Ryan Started the Fire beer. I keep a can of it right behind me. And then, yeah, you guys probably can't always see this now, but since I moved, I have the little canvas print of me and my friend Matt and my brother Sean right behind
Brother
me.
Nice.
Michael.
So,
Beautiful.
You
yeah,
said your brother Sean.
my brother Sean, no, my brother Michael, and we used to live together, and we went to JCPenney and did a full portraiture sitting, and so had canvas prints made. Anyway, that's what that
When
is.
Alex and
Family
I
portrait
were
studio.
roommates, a very large version of that hung above the fireplace in the living room.
It's like huge.
And when people would come over, like if I had a guest come over for any reason and they had not met Alex before, they'd be like, "What the hell is that?"
We got so used to it. Also, apologies for the people listening to this as a podcast on Thursday, but since we're live right now, so we're showing things on video. So sorry. You can go on YouTube, by the way, if you're watching or listening. This will be on our MSPC YouTube page. You can find it in the live stream in the video tab.
Yeah.
So just watch it
And
later.
you'll see
hang out
what
with
we
us.
look like, and you will be shocked.
I'm
Yeah.
always kind of astounded by Instagram comments that we get every now and then where it's like, I didn't know what you look like. I mean, I suppose we don't post ourselves all that often, but it's just we've been doing it for a while, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the three of us have a really nice progression of all different types of hair and facial hair. I like Edwin's like clean cut with nice head of hair. I'm kind of balding with a half beard, and then Sean's bald with a huge beard. It's a very nice. We have a nice flow between the three of us.
We're like that little magnet like face guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just moved the hair around.
Like
Yeah.
Dwight talked about. But you look like the guy. Yeah. Willy. Right.
But if you went Edwin, me, Sean, it'd be a nice top to bottom progression of hair just dripping down through the face. Pretty fun. To answer your question, Linda and YouTube, is it raining in Portland? Oh yeah, big time.
Boring. It is like an atmospheric river out there.
Indeed, it is.
Which was what they called the weather one time.
The plants are gonna love this. Oh wait, I have that drop.
The plants are gonna love this.
Forgot I had that one. And she also, is it raining in Zurich? Can we get a weather report? It's Swiss.
Not
there?
really. It was really nice today, but it's kind of overcast now. It's been a little back and forth. Where like when it's sunny, it's like really really nice, but then rain will come in for like a day or two during the week. It's kind of
Rain Wilson.
It's a little random, yeah. But I will say, when I was in Portland a few weeks ago, it was snowing in Zurich, so happy to have missed out on that.
Whoa. Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, I think should we as you mentioned a while ago now, Sean, should we get to some Discord calls, patch through some of our tots that got questions for us?
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice. Oh, I hate not having all the drop power. This is tough for me. This is difficult.
So fun. This is a blast.
All right. Let's conference room it up.
Yeah. Who's up first here, Kayla?
I'm actually up first.
Oh,
'Cause I'm in charge.
Yay.
nice.
Love it.
real Hey
is
King move.
Me.
Yes.
All praise the K King. Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay. So my question is, what song do you now associate with a specific scene from a movie or TV show, not Office related? Where you just hear that song and you just think of that movie or TV show. For example, one of mine is I have several from Stranger Things, but Master of Puppets came on randomly in my playlist, and I thought of the scene from season 4 where Eddie is playing it, and they're being attacked by various monsters in the Upside Down.
That's a good. I'm assuming we don't want to count like theme songs.
Yeah, not specifically written for
like
that
the-
show, but like something
right.
that existed before and now you associate with.
Ooh, that's a good question. Non-Office shows.
Well, yeah, I guess where my mind went immediately was the washed out song that's the theme of Portlandia.
Portlandia.
Because I do feel like that song still gets a lot of play, even
Yeah.
for being the theme to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really liked Washed Out.
Yeah, it's
Just
really
in general,
good.
and during the chill wave period of 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think part of me genuinely wishes that it wasn't the Portlandia theme song, but
This was the thing in I remember when we were in college, and I'm not trying to put you on blast, Sean, but like there would be like we would listen to these independent bands or under the radar artists or whatever, and then every now and then they get a Target commercial, and we'd be like, well, kind of ruins it now.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I remember it was their name was Star Effer, with the actual swear word in there.
Sure.
But then I think they made a Target deal and they were like, well, we'll change our name to Pyramid with 3 Ds.
Oh,
that's right.
And then I think they went back, but I can't remember.
Huh.
Anyways.
Okay.
Okay.
Anytime I hear Exhibit, I think of Pimp My Ride. He's one and the same. I don't know if that
Boy
counts.
X to the Z Exhibit.
Still think about Pimp My Ride sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Recently we did Big Lebowski on Captive Audience, and there's that Bob Dylan song where it's like,
Oh yeah.
la 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 la. La la la
Oh, yeah.
la 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 la.
Mhm.
I've been listening to that a lot lately.
That's
I don't
a
know
good
if that
one.
totally answers the question, but
Sure.
No, it does.
I've got a few. Good King Wenceslas, you know the Christmas Carol.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Good
There's
King
this-
Wenceslas looked down on the feast of Stephen.
So there's like in the show Happy Endings, there's like a compilation where they find out that Dave has been sleepwalking, and they like play all these different things that he's done while he's been sleepwalking. And there's one of him just like after doing all these crazy things, one where he stops and just sings that Christmas Carol out loud. So I can never hear that song and not think of that.
Yeah.
Keep Me in Your Heart for a While by Warren Zevon. I always associate that with the movie Funny People. It's a very sad song, but I associate it with that movie and that particular scene. And then honestly, like the whole soundtrack from the show You're the Worst. I love that show. And like there was so much of that music that like I would hear on the show and then look it up later and like build that into my playlist and stuff. But like that show, and then also Insecure, also in that same vein, where like the soundtracks were so good that they would become part of my regularly listening rotation. So yeah, if you haven't seen Insecure or You're the Worst, check it out and listen to music. Yeah.
There's some Insecure playlists on Spotify. It's just like you can just let those fly for a long time.
I mean,
it's so
the
good.
Insecure.
Bear had a
Raphael
really
Sadiq-
good one too.
Yeah.
Raphael Sadiq did all the music for Insecure. But yeah, and the Bear was such a good one for music. All
Bear was
Chicago
incredible.
bands and stuff. A lot of Wilco. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I of course have I was really into Explosions in the Sky in high school because I was, that's who that music's kind of for, it feels like. But then
Friday Night Lights,
they became like they did all the music and the scoring for it, and now so it changed in my brain after. So now when I listen to Explosions in the Sky occasionally, I get the feeling of like high school football. It's sort of become entangled with that. But I
start to feel a lot of angst.
Yeah, but I tell you what, man, I saw them at Pioneer Courthouse Square last summer in Portland. They had a show, and like they just played the entirety of their album, "The Earth Is Not a Cold Dead Place," which is an awesome album. It's only like 5 or 6 songs, but each song is like 15 minutes, because that's kind of how their music is. Dude, I had so many feels sitting there, just like tearing up, just like going through so many old memories, and it felt like everyone in the whole place was doing the exact same thing. It was just like, man, this feels like this is peak 2007 again. Anyway, it was just kind of nostalgia porn at its finest, but that was really good. So yeah, that would be my main answer.
Nice.
How about you? Do you have one, Kayla? You mentioned you gave us an example. Do you have any others?
Stranger Things, yeah.
There's so many in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Like, there's Running Up That Hill when Max is running away.
Oh yeah.
From Vecna. Yeah. In season 1, Africa by Toto is when Steve and oh my god, I can't remember her name, but they kiss for the first time. So every time I hear that, I think of that. Yeah, there's just I've watched Stranger Things way too many times, so most of mine are from Stranger Things. They do a good job with music in that.
They do. They do. Well, great question. Thank you. Who's next?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, next up we have Brianna. Brianna, you need to unmute yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, yes.
Aloha.
Hey,
So
Brianna.
how are you guys?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm well.
It's so cool to talk to these people that we talk to over text,
Yeah.
Hear their voices.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
Well, I had my own real life Michael Scott moment, and I'd like to expose myself on the internet and share it with you guys.
Please do.
Okay.
Oh, please.
All right. So this is in a note that I wrote all the way back in last year that I rediscovered. So we'll see if it reads well out loud.
Love it.
So I went to my friend's birthday party, and this group of my friends is really into true crime, serial killers, cults, stuff like that. And it's well known in my group that I actually find that stuff really scary. I'm a scaredy cat, and I don't really know anything about that world, so I never really know what they're talking about. But someone mentioned John Wayne Gacy in conversation, and I was like, oh wow, I actually know who that is. And my friends were surprised that I knew him. But my lack of a real reaction to the topic of conversation was a sign that something wasn't right. And it took me half a second to realize that I was on a totally different page and admitted that I thought they were talking about the "you miss 100% of the shots you don't take" quote. And then realized it was Wayne Gretzky's name. That was written under that quote behind Michael, not John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy Jr.
You're like
Michael
John
Scott.
Wayne Gacy, the great one. Yeah.
Oh, all-time points and assist leader in the NHL,
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy Jr. Yeah. Guy was a clown.
So clearly, if there's anything I know less about true crime, it's sports. So there it is. That was my Michael Scott moment.
Amazing.
That's fantastic.
Welcome,
It
children.
is. You know what's funny is like one thing that is nice about cringe humor has become like a part of, I don't know, it's just like a genre of humor now, and
Yeah.
I think it is helpful because it gives us a point of reference so that like when things happen to us in our own lives, like yes, obviously we all still feel embarrassed, but I think it makes it easier to deal with embarrassment and other things because you can relate it to a show like The Office or something like that. Like if these are experiences that people have,
Right.
So I think it's nice to be able to relate it in that way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely. Now I'm trying to think of Michael Scott moments that I've had. I definitely I can think of one, and maybe it's a Michael Scott moment, or maybe it's even more of a Adam Scott from Parks and Rec. But during the early days of the pandemic, my other friends and I, Matt and Colin, we like to brew beer, and I was like, we really should start a homebrew TV show, but like all the homebrew shows that exist are really boring. So we could make it like really.
He's got the broad face of a brewer.
So we're like, we can make it really entertaining, and we can make it. And so we bought puppets.
You actually bought the puppets? That I didn't know.
Yes, we have 3 puppets. And like we started writing songs, and we were like singing them into like our phone and like sending them to each other.
Amazing.
It was a full on,
so
it never
cool.
went anywhere. But
I remember you guys talking about the show and like what all the characters are going to do. I didn't realize you went as far as to buy the puppets. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bought the puppets, like came up with characters.
I remember
think,
one
like,
of them.
There was like an old bear named Firm, and that was like fermentation or something. The Hop Dragon, but
that was the Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, that
I
was
used to
it.
hear all
Yeah,
the
you're
time
right.
about the Hobgoblin, and the
Yeah,
Hobgoblin
yeah.
would only say, "Is it time to put the hops in?"
Yeah, and then we'd say, "No, Hobgoblin, be gone." It was supposed to be like
I can't get
adult
over a
Sesame
bear,
Street
a
for-
bear named Firm.
I'm fermentation, firm for short.
Guess what I
we took
do?
it really far.
That's great.
I love it though, man.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Did I tell the story about the restaurant from a few weeks ago on the podcast?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to monitor the chat because I feel like I maybe did.
Okay.
Hey everyone, Kevin's gonna give us his take on the situation. Let's listen up.
Okay, so maybe I'm repeating myself, but I was invited to this like dinner with some people that I knew, some people from tennis that I played tennis with. So it's like a lot of people I didn't know, and I arrived kind of on time. But the people that I did know in this reservation were going to be a little late, and I didn't realize. Like they messaged me like kind of as I was arriving. So I was like, oh man, I'm like, I'm gonna be by myself for 15 minutes. This group is like 20 people, and they're all sitting at a dinner. I don't know what anyone looks like. And they're like, and my friend is like, oh, go introduce yourself to this person. He's kind of the organizer. He'll introduce you. And I went to the host, and she was like, yeah, I'll take you to this group over here. And she just brought me to a group of 20 strangers. And I was like, I don't really want to introduce myself because I don't know anyone here. And the person that I do know isn't here. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to like take a moment, go to the bathroom. And then I came out and I was like, you know what? I'll wait at the front so that I'll just wait till they get here and then they can introduce me. And when I walked back to the front, the hostess was like, did you not see where I took you? Come on. Come on. Take you right back.
Oh my God.
So I'm sure
oh no.
this group of people like saw me like walk behind them, stand still for a while, leave, and then be escorted back. It felt very
Like,
like
hi.
in that it's like you try to. It's almost like Jim trying to escape the office or something like that. Like
Right.
you try to like make a U-turn out, but you end up circling right back to the moment.
Yeah, the hostess was like, "What are you talking about? You look dynamite."
I should acknowledge, like, when I did introduce myself, everybody in the group was super nice and welcoming. Like, it was a very friendly group, and it was just me being it was just being socially awkward. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Thanks,
all right.
Brianna. And
Next
thank you for
up-
all that you do for us and for the
Yes.
Discord.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, likewise. Thank you guys.
All right. First I wanted to do Aaron from Dunder Mifflin Spokane said happy 250th episode, guys. It's my wife's B-day today.
Oh,
Otherwise
happy
I'd stay and
birthday.
listen. Have a great show.
Hey, thank you
Happy
for joining us, man.
birthday.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
much
happy
appreciated.
birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
We that's fine. I mentioned our contractor Ben. His wife's birthday is also today, which is good because he's not downstairs making a ton of noise right now. So happy birthday to the Cinco de
Perfectly
Mayo
planned.
folks out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone else has a birthday coming up. Up next is Gen V.
Hey.
And then me.
All right, Gen V. Yeah, you're good to go.
And then
Oh.
I just want. Oh, I'm sorry, Jed V. Go ahead.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Wow. Voices to names.
Yeah, my birthday's this week. It's on May 9th.
Woohoo.
Awesome.
All right.
Happy
My
early
wife
birthday.
my wife Ryan's birthday is tomorrow, May 6th.
Bunch of Tauruses.
Oh.
Let's go. Come on now.
Yes.
Love it.
Tauruses rule.
That's right. You mess with a bull, you get the horns.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
true. Yeah, so I speaking of birthdays, that was kind of one of my questions. I was wondering if that's something that we can start including on the mailbag episodes, like a birthday shout out.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Can't believe
So-
we haven't even thought of that
definitely.
yet.
I know.
good
That's
idea.
a great idea.
Yeah, like, so if people want to participate, they can give you guys their birthdays and then you can just shout out, hey, so and so's birthday is on, May, for the whole month. Like you could just say everybody's birthdays
Oh,
for each month.
Yes.
we could even sing to them.
Yeah. Yeah, and they should tell us what type of cake they prefer.
Great idea, Dwight.
We also did just add a
Happy
feature in the Discord to put in your birthday, so to get a shout out on your birthday
Oh,
in
Amazing.
the Computron channel.
I mean,
Okay.
guys, the Discord is just passed us by in terms of its just entertainment value at this
Mhm.
point. So get involved there. That's amazing. That's a great idea. We're getting even more. Steph is on the 15th. I'm on the 16th. We got a lot of Tauruses out here in the MSPC universe.
Yes,
I love it.
May is a very popular birthday month, and of course, there's a few Tauruses in April as well. So
Mm-hmm.
A chorus
Yeah.
of choruses.
Mm-hmm. Jemima says Norway is on the 17th, which is their Constitution Day, which is like their 4th of July, basically, is May 17th. Which I had the fortune of being in Norway for last year, and it was one of the coolest like cultural celebrations I've ever seen. I was in Oslo. It was super cool. So
Oh,
shout out
okay.
to Norway, shout out to Jemima, and shout out to you, Jen.
To you.
thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then also my other, I kind of had another question also in regard to the monthly mailbags.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that is something that, can you guys do that as like a video instead of just the
Yeah.
audio?
Yes. So
We could start
Because I
doing
was
that.
thinking
Yeah.
that maybe, yeah, because I was thinking that maybe, like, say, if you know how sometimes you guys say you have something that you wish you could show, but then you'll say, oh, but you guys can't see this, but, and then, that we have something that we'd like, and then you end up describing
Mhm.
whatever it is. So on the monthly
Mhm.
mailbag,
you don't love
you could
that?
actually show us.
It's mostly Rorschach tests.
No,
So
I
like
don't, I don't
see,
mind it, but it would be fun to actually see you guys interacting,
Yeah.
just for the just for the tots, like a special thing
Sure.
that we get as the
I think
tots. And I
so,
don't know if
yeah.
that would be possible. Yeah, and I don't know how difficult that would be for you guys, but I just thought that would be something that would be really fun for us.
We would love to do that. I think, we even this being our third, fourth live episode, we still had, some technical difficulties to start with. So there could be times when it doesn't work, but I think that, we kind of have a system of doing this now. So I think that's very possible.
I'll speak to
Doable.
that because part of today, I mean, like our stream looks a little different, but this is just a more simple, streamlined thing that now we can sort of just like hop on and be live if we want. So I think starting with just at least doing the Patreons like this, and then the videos will just stay up on Patreon. They don't even necessarily,
Right.
they won't be public or anything, but they'll just be there and we can go live and do this. I think,
Right.
and maybe, I mean, I
Yeah.
could see a world eventually our mailbags are just live and that's how people ask the questions.
That's a good idea too.
Because like we are getting to a point where it's like it's really hard to do like a 3-hour recording with our time differences. Like where one of us has to do it at an unreasonable hour, whether it's Edwin super early or us, Sean and I super late. So I think that's a good solution.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think-
I wasn't necessarily saying that you had to do it live. You can still do, obviously, you could still do your recording and then just post the
sure.
recording,
Sure.
And even if you had to break it up, like I think there was one episode where you guys said, okay, we have to go and we'll be back. And then you came back and
Yes, we
recorded
did.
the rest of it,
Yes, we did.
Right.
Yeah. So it would just be
Right.
something that you would post it and it would be there.
Definitely. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, we're gonna work on it and figure out what the easiest way to do that is. It might even be that doing the live thing is easier just for the post, but that's we'd love to do that.
I love it.
I like doing the live video because then when I'm like done and it's posted and it's up, it's like I don't have to edit and post another thing. It's just it's
It kind
over.
of skips a step.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's easy.
Deal.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
would
for
be fun.
wanting
I would look. Yeah, I was just gonna say I would look forward to that. I mean, that would be an extra little perk for us, Scott's Tots.
Yes,
Absolutely.
let's do
I
it.
think-
Hope you don't mind a baby being in frame because I will probably have a baby at some point on my lap.
Oh, that would be great.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
mean,
baby's
the
been
Yeah, and it was
staring
funny.
me.
It was funny when you said something about, you might hear a baby crying in the background. I had just been thinking that. I thought, oh, when you guys have your babies, we might end up hearing them in the background on occasion. And then you said that as soon as I was thinking it.
That'll be me just weeping uncontrollably for happiness for both of them. Yeah.
Oh boy, Edwin needs a nap.
I think
Nap
Edwin
Sometimes I
time.
wake up,
needs
I
a
wake up
burp.
just cradling a gourd. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, thanks, Jen, and thanks for always you've been with us for a very long time, so appreciate your support and yeah, well
You're welcome.
that's a great idea.
Yeah, thank you, Jen.
And happy birthday.
Yeah.
And happy early
Thank
birthday.
you.
Oh, I don't think we said.
Thank-
I don't think I've updated, but I did. My wife and I did reveal at our baby shower, but I am having a little girl. It's gonna be a little
Yes.
little girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Little pee-pee.
Happy
little,
for you guys.
little pee-pee Halpert.
And I, a little boy, little Philip.
I know.
Phil. Phil Schrute.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be funny if you guys named your kids, after a character name, from the show, or an actor name from the show.
Mm-hmm.
There
That'd
were
be funny.
some in the running. There were some in the running that it was a little bit like, is it weird that that's a person on The Office? So
I mean,
I'll
Creed
leave
is a
it
pretty unique name, Sean.
Yeah, Creed
Yeah.
was a tough sell to Ryan. But
yeah,
I'm like,
Or maybe that could be a middle name.
yeah.
yeah, right.
My life's already too entangled with The Office. I need to not have my kid's name be involved.
Yeah,
But they will
his
wear.
middle name's already. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say they will wear Office stuff that we'll show later on this call.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
because
right.
we gave it to you.
Yes, you did.
That's
And
right.
we will
That's
get to
right.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, thank you, Jen. Much appreciated.
You're welcome.
All right. Next up in the queue.
Yeah, next up we have Jackie M. Give me just a second to do the muting. All right, Jackie, you just need to unmute yourself and then you're good to go.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey, Jackie.
What's up,
Gals.
Jackie?
Hi, Kayla. Thanks for your
Hi.
help, Kayla, this morning. You're awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the amount of times that I re-listen to you guys and I'm walking around the house with my my AirPods or earpods on, and I burst out laughing. And my husband, I think he just expects it now because he, he doesn't look at me like I'm insane.
Nice.
He's just thinking, you're listening to the guys again. And I just told the other tots, he phoned me while you guys are live streaming right now, and I considered not answering the phone. Oh my gosh, that's so bad.
Hell yeah.
But I did. I answered. Anyway, so question is, would you guys rather work at Dunder Mifflin or Pawnee Parks and Rec department? You could pick any season of either of the shows.
Ooh. I would pick Pawnee Parks department, I think.
Yo tambien. I would too. Get me outdoors a little bit here and there.
Yeah. I mean, their office is nicer. It's got that courtyard, and there's just a lot going on, and you can walk down the hall and say what's up to Mark Brandanowitz, and
okay. For the sake of being different, I'll just say Dunder Mifflin Scranton. I think it would be nice to be part of that.
Classic Edwin.
Sure.
Well, I didn't want to give three.
Always
three,
the contrarian.
Yeah. I can't pick both, right? That's been established.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
No,
I'm wrong.
can't pick
Is everyone
both.
happy?
Yeah. So I'll go Dunder Mifflin Scranton to be part of that. Put me in the annex. I'll work with Toby and Kelly. It'll be great. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for being different, Edwin. Thanks.
Yeah. Not all of us can have beards, okay?
I mean, I gotta say though, Leslie Nope, working with Leslie and Ron and April, I don't know, they just all seem like that it'd be very fun. That was a fun episode to do. Did people like the Parks and Rec episode? Do they want more Parks and Rec?
Okay,
yes,
sweet.
yes, they do.
Yeah.
Several
100%.
comments on that one.
Right.
They loved it.
I mean, yeah, we've been getting asked to do Parks and Rec for a while. I mean,
Wow, yeah,
we all
pretty
talked
much
about
since the beginning.
we all talked about even after wrapping that one of just wow,
Man, it's so
now I
fun,
want to
yeah.
go watch the whole thing and just talk about all of it.
I mean, this is the thing that we've been discussing is as the show goes on. I mean, you heard we have so many episodes left to profile, and that's just episodes. But I mean, if we do this thing for years, we really could just be this year is Parks and Rec.
We've been doing it for years, and it's we could just shift at any point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
definitely would love that.
Long past their bedtime. I trained as one.
Whoops. That's not me. Okay. I was like, whoops, I hit something. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, it's I would much rather have Ron Swanson as my boss than Michael Scott. So that's kind of where it starts and ends.
I mean, he'll pay for you to go to school and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what he
won't come to my
Michael,
school and give a presentation.
But Michael sometimes brings in C-shaped bagels for everyone.
You're right. That's true.
That's true.
Ice cream sandwiches.
If you work a Saturday, it'll be scrambled egg Saturday.
Yeah. You're right. I would immediately apply for a transfer.
And don't forget, later on, Dunder Mifflin did offer to pay for schooling for a couple of them. So
that's right.
Right.
Daryl got.
That's true.
Daryl and
Right,
Daryl and Pam.
That's true.
Kelly.
Oh yeah, Kelly.
That's right. Yeah. The business bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate the question. Thanks for hopping on.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Jackie.
guys. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. Take care.
Yep. See you later, Jan.
Real quick shout out to Tina Grace, who's turning 50 this year in June and shares a birthday with Mindy Kaling.
Ooh.
Oh, shout out.
Oh, happy birthday.
Big 5-0. Happy birthday.
I'd like to give a shout out to it's Get or Geta in the chat who wrote a nice message in Tagalog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Salute my kababayan. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And yeah, YouTube is also saying they loved the Parks and Rec episode.
Okay, good.
So
good.
more Parks and Rec. Okay, next up we have Jemima.
Oh,
who should be ready to go.
From the fjords to this show. Is she there? Jemima?
Jemima, you muted
Hello,
yourself.
hello.
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah.
hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. This is so funny. You guys don't look anything like I thought you would. You all look like you would be called Ben. And then Alex was like, "Oh, I have a guy called Ben." I was like, "You all look like Bens." That's so funny. I'll jump on the bandwagon. I love the Parks and Rec episode. It was so good. But Sean, if you dare insult my Ben and Leslie again,
Get him.
Oh,
Get him.
snap.
Get him.
I'm sorry.
What did you
No,
say?
no,
What I don't even remember. What did you say?
Oh, he said that the Ben and Leslie thing didn't work for him.
Oh.
he said,
Yeah.
"I don't buy it. I don't
Yeah.
buy it.
My
Buy it."
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I will hammer spank your rear.
Double
Wow.
do.
Didn't like getting booed.
Also, crazy that you leaked your own baby name, Sean. I can't wait to meet little Firm, but very cool.
Darn it. Yeah.
Firm. This is my boy Firm.
Fermi
Irma,
Romy.
if it were a girl. Yeah.
Little Fermi.
He's a silly little boy. What would your life be if your name was Firm? Don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well,
Jemima.
no.
Terrible.
Okay. I'm gonna explain what happened from my perspective. Okay, so I was listening to you guys for like a couple of years, couldn't distinguish Alex and Sean, really couldn't.
That blows
And
my
then
mind.
I was like, and then I can now. And they just sounded like Ben's. No, I couldn't distinguish them. And then I realized that Alex uses like metaphors every other sentence. So I was like, oh, that's quite funny. You know what? I'm a tot now. I'll write that down. And then this is what happened. So I wrote down a list of just like the week. And every time he had a little metaphor, I wrote it down. And then Alex replies being like, she's from Norway. Maybe she doesn't speak English.
Is that what I said? Is that what I first said? Or I said English was a second language, I'm sure.
No, it just cracked me up.
But I'll tell you what, having been there now, it's like everyone there speaks better English than people in the
So it
States. So
cracked me up.
yeah.
No, I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think are your own personal like brands within this podcasting trio? Like, I have a couple of notes. Like, I think, Alex, your life baffles me. Like, you'll just suddenly be like, "Oh, I live in Dubai." What? Why were you in like UAE? That's so. And then I think I wrote something like, "Oh, I'm going to Tanzania," and you were like, "Oh, I live there." Why? Like, I think I get you, and then no, a whole life before you.
Don't
And then
live as long as I have without a healthy fear of snakes, Bobby.
Edwin, I think yours is just you have running jokes with yourself. And I just love it.
It's true.
So funny to me.
It's true.
And then Sean,
I
you're so
love
like, easily convinced. Like, I came in with a really hot take saying that The Meeting is a top 5 episode. I know no one thinks that. I think it is. It's a great episode, and you agreed. It's incredible. No, you don't think that.
He just accepted it. Like I spent all this time.
That is true. I've been finding that with captive audience too. As we watch all these movies, I'm just always like, it's great. It's like,
yeah,
I don't need to. But I thought that you did make a really good case for The Meeting being sort of an underappreciated episode, and I mean, just for Andy's cheese board alone, I think it needs some more. It deserves some more recognition.
That's kind of a Mount Rushmore scene for me personally.
Yeah.
Is that a metaphor?
Yes, it is. Just for you.
All life is sex.
Yeah, but what do you think your own ones are? Like, if you have to
Oh.
reflect on your own, what you bring.
So wait, the brand. So Edwin is running jokes.
maybe-
Sean is easily influenced, and I am just bafflement.
I think it might be easier for each of us to comment on the brands of the other. So like, it's probably easier for me to talk about Alex and Sean's brands than it is to talk about. My brand, you know. within the show.
Sure.
That's just my initial thought. But if you feel like if you guys know what yours is, like, don't, feel
Great
free.
idea, Dwight.
Edwin can be very political. He sometimes when you try to get him to say one way or the other if he likes something or not, he'll slip and slide right out of that.
I would say diplomatic.
I believe that is great, and that is why
Diplomatic,
you should
yes.
I
vote
would
for
say
me in November.
more diplomatic than political. But it's just like, Edwin, you're gonna have
There
to
you
make a
go.
choice here. And he's like,
That's the word.
I see both sides, and sometimes I like this, but
And
I can
hope
also
you
see
will
this.
consider me when you go to the polls next Tuesday.
Yeah, I think I'm agree with Sean. That's the brand is diplomatic for Edwin, and it's how nice he's moved all around the world for us and is now in Switzerland, one of the most neutral countries of all time.
And I feel neither here nor there about that. I think Sean's brand, maybe to take what you mentioned one step further, I think Sean is very good at not like improvising, but I think as far as like, accept, it's not that he's willing to be convinced, but I think he will yes and whatever kind of topic is suggested by our listeners, by Alex or myself. He'd be like, yes, that's a great idea, and we'll roll with it. As opposed to, I think maybe Alex or myself are maybe a little more guilty of being like, I don't know about that. But I think Sean does it to like help push our conversation along. Like, he's very good at like I don't know, carrying the conversation in a very like well-intentioned, friendly way.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I was like the villain of the podcast, but
he said, dressed all in black.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Thank you.
You also give us you kind of help ground what is a very sunny, optimistic outlook by myself on the Office and other shows. Like you help balance that out. Yeah.
I would say.
Well, now
I want to add on top of that. I want to add on top of that, Sean.
All right.
Which is,
all right.
I think part of our draw is that it's a hangout podcast and people like hanging out with us. And I think, Sean, you are a big reason why it's just fun to hang out with us, because you have an open, like, you never make anyone feel bad. It's amazing. Not that Edwin does, or I hope I don't, but I think you have a really like welcoming, like, I want to sit down and have a beer with that guy, and I think that's your brand.
Dude, you guys are too nice. Now I'm gonna go back and revise my answer for Edwin, because I really feel like the true.
Sorry, I
Edwin's
really want to
brand.
contest that, because I disagree with Sean the most, and people disagree with Sean the most. I mean, we still want to hang out with you, but I don't think it's about you making us feel good.
No, I get people to hang out with me because they want to tell me how
We
wrong
wanna
I
argue.
am. Yeah. I think Edwin's brand though is a bit more of the professor of the podcast. I mean, you bring the vocabulary, you bring the analysis, you bring the literary. I don't have words. I don't have the words. Edwin has the words. So yeah, man, I think
10-point Howard's word.
You can just say nerd. It's okay.
Yeah, Edwin is.
I like professor.
A dearly needed another ingredient where it's like, we need someone who really knows what they're talking about and has much better recall than Sean and I, who's able to like ground us. Like, Sean and I will be like, what's the thing when that happens? And Edwin's like, oh, that's season 4. This happens. And before that happens, this happened, which is really helpful. So.
Yeah, and when he's not there, you guys say Meredith has one kid, and we'll never forget.
We're gonna die on that hill. I have to shout out, by the way, our friend Zach is in the chat right now and says, I also disagree with Sean often. It's the only thing he said. One of our real life friends, I should say. So, wow. Thank you, Zach.
Chelsea in the YouTube chat says that they agree with Sean and that they agree about Leslie and Ben.
Oh,
so there you go. You got someone in your corner.
I don't know.
Got one.
Yeah, Sean is the cult leader. That's his other brand on this show.
You're like Phyllis with the quilt. Look at that, 3.
Yeah. He's like, who agrees with me? And a bunch of people rise up, and he's like, who watches Vanderpump Rules? And like 4 people are like, we do. Sean can whip up some feelings pretty quick. Yeah.
Those are my Roniacs.
Yeah.
Alex,
Alex's
I
brand.
mean, Alex's brand. I mean, we say Alex the producer in the warehouse. I mean, that is definitely, has like Alex's role on the show is that he knows how to do this, and has, we wouldn't be anywhere if it weren't for Alex's knowledge of editing and recording sound
And microphones and
having
wires.
having a server to host the episode, and where to like. I mean, you do so much that I don't even know what it is that you are doing.
But that's
there.
just my job on the show.
That's just your job.
Is that my
That's
brand?
just your job. But I think that you're a bit of like a you really pump us up a lot. I feel like that is something like from my perspective, like, I don't know, I feel like I feel like okay, this is maybe hard to say, because I mean, it's hard, when you make your own podcast and you listen to your own voice, it can be very easy to hate it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, Alex has always been there to kind of point out the things that we do well. And I mean, you even just did it now to kind of pump us both up. So I think that, like, I really appreciate, Alex, that you, I feel like you are a motivator of our group, and you
Oh, thank you.
are,
Makes me
yeah,
feel good.
I feel like you really for me personally, you pump me up and get me excited about the show, and that makes it fun and makes it a good hangout podcast.
Zach says Alex is in the engine room, and Kayla says he's down there singing his ethnic songs.
Yeah.
That's a
I'll
that's a
add
reference. That's a Michael Scott reference.
As a listener, I think Alex cares the most. Like when you do drafts,
Get him.
Sean
Tell him.
doesn't-
Tell him.
You know what you're doing. Like you honestly don't care. And Edwin's like, how can I be as controversial and as funny and have as many inside jokes of myself as possible? And then Alex is like really, really, really stressed, like really trying to do a
That
good
is-
job.
I can't leave money on the table. Yeah.
And then he ends up
I
choosing
do.
the wrapping desk prank. That is so funny to me. That was your first pick in the draft prank.
I have a quality about me I sometimes don't like, which is like the less something matters, the more I care, or like the sillier and stupid the game is, the more competitive I get at it.
This is why you're so invested in this podcast, because it doesn't matter.
I don't even care.
It's so inconsequential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
I love it.
tracks for sure. That tracks. Yeah. Also,
He doesn't even care.
Yeah. I say
doesn't give a f about nothing.
I played the Lizard King. I played the Lizard King drop too. That's that's my role. I'm in the shadows, making it happen. You don't even know my real name. You don't know anything about me. Apparently, I lived in all these places. And by the way, Jemima, it is not as fascinating as it sounds. I'm a pretty boring guy.
But what were you doing? Like I just
That's
don't
not
get
true
it.
at all.
You do,
But
like,
I want to
audio
appear.
production for, like,
I just want to appear as a boring guy. That's my whole thing. I don't want anyone to know what I'm up to.
You're doing a very good job.
Yeah.
I will not be blackmailed by some ineffectual, privileged, effete, soft penis debutante.
Huge
Oh, you'll be a
whopping
great dad.
penis.
Also my brand. All right.
Jemima, thank you so much, and thank you for
Thank you.
always highlighting the Alexisms. That is one of my favorite parts
Yes, I love that also.
of the
Yeah.
Tots episode every month. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You're the best.
Yep.
Have a lovely day.
And a happy birthday
You
to
too.
Norway coming up. And thank you for.
Tusen takk. I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited you got to celebrate us.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Thank you. All righty. Who do we got next?
That was actually everyone. We got to everybody.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, great.
I mean the
we do
chat
have-
the chat's still open too if there's any other questions. I
Yeah.
see, Jacob's on
There
there.
were There were a couple of things I wanted to add
Yeah.
to the last thing. I didn't want to, I wanted to make sure we still had time. But one, I think it's correct that I do make inside jokes with myself. No one gets more of a kick out of me than myself. Which Sean and Alex often just kind of have to live with. I think, maybe with our brands within the show, I always kind of think of us as like a basketball team. And here's a metaphor for you.
You go, Sean.
Sean is the point
Celtics
guard.
are a great team.
Alex, let me know what you think. I think Sean is the point guard. He's like leading. He's initiating everything. He's handling the ball. He's setting us up. I think I'm on the wing. I'm taking long shots. I'm trying to score. Sometimes taking impossible shots. And then I think Alex is the big man. He's facilitating. He's playing defense. He's getting the rebounds. But like without what he's doing, like it doesn't all come together. I think that's how we complement each other. Yeah.
I agree. I'll do all the garbage work.
like
Shoring it up. But we need Edwin. Yeah, you're a scorer. Like if our team is producing an all-star, it's going to be you. You're going to have the stats to do so.
But we all do it together. Like it doesn't work without. Yeah, the tripod does not stand on two legs. Yeah.
No.
The pyramid, the power of the pyramid.
Yeah, and then I guess Kayla's our coach, the coaching staff. We have a whole we got a whole bench of staff out there. We got super fans. We got our Who's our mascot? Who's coming out in the between quarters?
Lady Justice Brewing.
Oh, yeah. That's our corporate sponsor.
Heck yeah.
It's the Lady Justice Stadium where we play.
Yeah, that's it.
The Lady Justice Arena. And Yumi and Walter are the mascots, and they just come out and chase things at halftime.
They just come out and lay down on the keyboard.
Ball.
I should have I should bring Walter on the live stream. I feel like I should go get her.
Yeah, Yumi's not around right now.
Okay.
But hey, this is the part of the show, of the episode, where we were going to say, first of all, thank you, Kayla, for fielding our calls for us.
Yeah, sure, not a problem.
And also thank you, Kayla, and to the Scott's Tots for sending us gifts, which was such an amazing surprise. And I just wanted to highlight some of the things that we got sent, specifically the office-related stuff. There's to start. We got matching T-shirts where there's a regional manager T-shirt for Dad, and then a assistant to the regional manager, little baby onesie. Also have a Scott's Tots onesie, which is awesome. With I like the little graduation cap as the apostrophe. Okay, so then 2 books. The book with no pictures by B.J. Novak, which I'm excited to read to the baby, and then one with pictures. The Office,
amazing.
A Day at Dunder Mifflin Elementary, and all the characters are cute little big-eyed kids.
And we've had some listeners mention like they got that book, or they have it for their. I think we had a teacher who like had it for their kindergarten class, something like that. So nice to have our own copy.
Yeah. There's some nice touches here on the back. You've got baby Daryl playing a keyboard, and Angela has a cat, and then Ryan has a dog with the collar Woof. Says Woof.
That's good.
So
that's good.
And
I also have that
white bobblehead.
Oh, you have it too.
But I haven't looked at it.
I've been saving it. I want to read it for the first time when the baby comes. But this is incredible. This is a Fisher Price Little People set of little, I guess you'd call them action figures, maybe. And you got Dwight, Jim and Pam, and Michael. And that is just awesome. Love that.
Yeah. I'm so excited. And just get these in front of the kid. Oh, the onesies? You got the onesies?
Finally. Yeah. Finally,
Yes.
just pooping. You know how I be. Black onesie. Incredible.
You guys are amazing. Amazing.
And then just you know, on top of that, so sweet, you guys bought us some white noise machines that were on our registry. Been learning about baby stuff. It sounds like you need the white noise machine big time. So that will be we will use that constantly.
We got a
and
shusher
we'll think of
from
you
the
every
tots,
time.
as well. A little
shusher.
Shh.
Yeah, that was the only difference between your
The
guys'
shusher,
gifts was
the shusher is Thaddeus just comes to my house and shushes my baby.
Like shusher sweets.
I just want to say thank you again to everyone that contributed to that and helped give me the ideas, the links. Huge shout out to Ashley Toy, who isn't currently with us, but she did a lot of help for me because I was going through a rough time, and it was actually really hard for me to do all of that at the same time. But yeah, even if you weren't able to contribute, I mean, just being a listener, being a Patreon member, interacting with the guys, emailing, all the ways that they normally say that you can interact with them. I mean, that's also going above and beyond. So I know a lot of people have said, sorry you weren't able to contribute. It's really not a problem. I mean, you guys are why they keep doing the show. And I mean, just be proud of yourselves for continuing to be a listener and being a part of everything.
I need to mention as well that I received some gifts also. I
Yes.
got a bag tag that says, have you lost your bag? Boy, have you lost your bag? Because I'll help you find it.
It's so good. It's
which
so
was
good.
perfect because I actually really needed one traveling
so
back
good.
from the States.
Yeah.
I also got a mini basketball hoop to put a little English on the ball,
Hell
and and a mug that says "World's Best Uncle." So pretty incredible that not only just that we would get gifts at all. Like, it's so cool that people were able to pitch in and get us stuff. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Especially for
Really?
someone like me who
Yeah.
doesn't deserve it, unlike these expecting fathers.
Yeah,
That's
someone
not
like
true.
suggested it because they were like, we think Edwin will feel left out. We should get him stuff. And
That's true.
to be honest, I was like, oh my God.
I'm my own baby, and I'm a lot to handle. So
Yeah.
yeah.
He
That
tunes
is
himself
true.
out.
Yeah.
No,
And I want to say too,
thank you.
Yeah, you
Go
guys
ahead.
are absolutely amazing. Couldn't do this without you, and we also could not do this without Kayla. So shout outs in the chat. All the congratulations, all the thank you to her as well for helping with what we do. She's a crucial element here of the show, especially when we're doing these live shows. And I'm just like, Kayla, how do I mute them before we go live? And she's like, just hit the mute button. And I'm like, thanks. So it's all very very helpful, and yeah, it truly takes a village even just to do the show, and much less these kids coming. So thank you all. Yeah. By the way, Walter did come upstairs, so I'm just gonna bring her on so you guys can see the cat.
The
our beautiful
majesty of
cat,
Walter.
Queen Walter.
That'd
She's
be great.
She's one of the. Well, I'll just go grab her because I talk about her enough.
I can't wait.
Quick thank you to Ryan as well, who brought me these things from upstairs.
The perpetual champion, Ryan. Yes.
This is Walter. She's beautiful.
Oh, my lady.
Yeah. She's extremely fluffy, and she's really sleepy right now, so I can kind of do whatever I want. But that's what she looks like. I'll just keep her on my lap from here.
Gorgeous cat.
Yeah.
Such a good cat.
She really is. Do you want to say anything? Okay. That's her. She'll just be with me for the rest of the show.
Oh.
You cannot do that with Yumi.
Practice for the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that was good. Before we wrap this up, we were gonna talk about maybe some favorite moments from this year so far. Edwin, did you have any?
Yeah. I mean, I think the idea was, I mean, we've probably talked about our show coming together many times, the history of our show, what have you. And I'm sure we did a little bit of that last year with episode 200. So I thought maybe in lieu of that, we could just talk about some of our favorite moments from the past year, between then and now. I will say that my favorite moments that I can think of for sure have been, I mean, this is a cliche. I won't say every moment we've been together, but recording in Italy and France.
Oh yeah,
pretty cool.
Wow.
Unforgettable.
Yeah,
man. You took my
making it
darn
happen.
it.
Yeah, it's just like a very hey, Sean threw to me first. Otherwise, I would be scrambling. But just the fact that we were not only able to just like go on a little mini trip together and hang out, but just sit around in the living room and do a little podcast was super fun. So I hope that you guys and the listeners enjoyed those episodes as well, because those are like the kinds of episodes that you'll never forget.
Right.
Most definitely. Yeah, that was really, really special. And just kind of nice to like hang out with you, really. I mean, we spent a whole weekend together. Like it was just amazing.
Yeah. You guys, it is really nice that I get to talk to these guys a couple times a week, because it is like a nice connection to home. I get asked about what our friends are doing,
Yeah.
It
is
very
funny.
Nice for me. Yeah.
It's always funny too when you like do come back and visit and we see you in person. There's always kind of a moment of like, oh,
Hey,
I
man.
haven't seen you. Like, yeah, it's always
Right.
just like,
Oh,
it's
you
always
don't live
like,
here.
hey, what's up? Like, oh, that's right. This is amazing that you're here. Like, it just feels so. Yeah, we're very lucky.
Yeah.
I think along those lines, that was one of my favorite moments. Was we went out to Korean barbecue around. Was that Christmas time?
Christmas
when
time.
we did that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just fun to get like a ton of our friends together, and at the end we were able to be like, hey, you know what? Let's get this for our friends. Like, on our on behalf of the show, we're gonna like cover this meal, and it was just like a nice way for us to get together and have a huge meal that we got very full on, and that was just a really nice moment. And like I said, that when Edward comes back, it's like, oh, he doesn't live here. It feels like he does, because as I've joked with Edwin, like I see him more than most of my friends and family. It's like it's like I hang out with him for a couple
Twice a
hours
week?
every week. Yeah, like several
Yeah.
times. Oh, there's Yumi. Oh,
Here we go. Here's Yumi.
there's
Hey,
such
speaking of
different.
Yums.
There's such different cats in just about every way, except like short hair. But I think Yumi's a lot more spry. She's a lot more athletic.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't just hold her on my lap. She's out of here.
Yeah.
She's going to whip me in the face with her tail for a second first.
It was like you took an arrow, shot it right, me.
Man, favorite moments so far. I mean, I will say, like, it has been really, really nice. I know, we've only done this a little bit, but having guests on the show, having Kayla on for our Galentine's Day episode, was genuinely like one of my favorite things that we've done in a while.
Yeah, that was a blast.
That was really fun,
It was
and
really fun to have you, yeah.
I thought that was a good episode. And same with just a few weeks after that, we had Allison on, who's now been kind of a friend of the show for years now, and those episodes have been really fun, and I'm excited to kind of do more of that, especially with our guest series. But it it really is. But genuinely, like I felt like that. Yeah, that Galentine's Day episode was really, really fun to do. So thank you again, Kayla, for being a part of that one.
Yeah, thanks for letting me be a part of it. That was that was definitely my favorite moment of the year so far.
Heck yeah.
I guess
And-
one little. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead, please.
Oh, I was gonna say always ragging on Sean for the beach, the Pam Beach. talk. That's always fun to do.
Yeah, listeners, never let us off the hook on anything. Keep us.
We're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave is asking in the chat. In the chat, Dave's asking for a full Ryan episode. I think he means Ryan.
Ryan Lloyd.
Lloyd.
We
who-
also.
She's hard to convince. We're keep trying. Be like, Ryan, be on the show.
She's above this.
She's like, guys.
Yeah, because we certainly did a Ryan episode 75 back in July 29th, 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we managed to get Ryan as a guest for our French episode. That was back in, I think, September of last year. So if you haven't heard that one,
it's the one they recorded in France, not in French.
Yes.
I want to give it just an honorable mention to the episode that we recorded really recently, the injury that we recorded in person.
Yes.
That recording, we came in, it was an evening recording. I think we were all kind of tired from work, but we were like, even before we started recording, we were in a very like jokey, laughing kind of setting. And it reminded me a ton of when we would record in person back in the early days. Just like the mood was really light. And, nowadays, like there's a lot going on
The
in
mood
all
is
of our
so
lives.
heavy.
A little more so. But I don't know. I just feel like in the early days, correct me if I'm wrong, we just had a little more. I mean, like we didn't have as much going on. Obviously, you guys weren't expecting children, and like just the energy really reminded me of being together in the old days.
The old days, yeah. That was really great.
Yeah, it was the fun recording.
And something else in the past year too, and I promise this is not just a promotion of our other show, but starting Captive Audience and like just doing our first episode, doing the Love Actually one, it was so much fun to record, and it was like, it's so fun to watch a movie where it's like, obviously we all love The Office, and we talk, and like there's moments we don't like, or there's qualms we have with it, but overall, like we're all in the same boat, which is like, obviously we love the show. We've been doing a podcast about it for 5 years, but to do like Love Actually, which is kind of a divisive movie, and have a new outlet where it's like, hey, we could disagree and have a lot of fun talking about why we like it and don't, and then next week we just move on to a whole new movie. I just had a really fun time recording that, and so I'll put that in as for like just favorite moments of the past year, even though it wasn't an Office episode.
Yeah, I feel like that was like, I was going through, I think Alex and I were both kind of going through some stuff where like, my entire industry was on strike for a while, and there was some extra time, and you get a little stir crazy, and you're like, let's start a new podcast. And it was just really fun to like put that together and kind of like come up with, the pitch for it, and sort of like, we managed to get our network, shout out to Cloud 10.
Yeah.
We're into the idea, which was really exciting. And so, we were able to kind of like actually like do a real launch, where I feel like when the Michael Scott Podcast Company started, it's not like anyone was listening to those first few episodes. It took a minute. So it was exciting and really creatively fulfilling and stuff like that to start a new show, and I'm excited about that too.
Yeah. Jacob says our two best cap odds so far were Nacho Libre and what's TDWP? Why can't I think of that?
The Devil Wears Prada.
Devil Wears Prada, of course.
Oh yeah, nice.
Thank you, Jacob.
Dude, Nacho Libre was such a good rewatch.
Yeah,
I do recommend that.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside joke with myself.
My life is good, real good.
Really good.
I think of it all the time.
Good.
Yeah, that's great. We're always taking more suggestions for Captive Audience. We've got a good list going here.
We're keeping the format of like forcing each other to watch movies, but I am collecting those people who have emailed us. I do put those suggestions into a list to watch someday. So so keep them coming.
I've emailed in.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
Open email.
We do have we will bring. I think it's gonna be fun to rotate it, so it's not just like us, like the three of us, but also like we can get a voice from the listeners, voice from the tots. Bring that in; it'll be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vox Populi.
For sure.
From the tots.
Yeah.
And we kind of already went over sort of. This is to say, we're not bringing all the Captive Audience stuff because this show's ending. It's certainly not. Like I said, we have things planned throughout the year. Was there anything else we wanted to say?
Moving on.
It's just me. It's just gonna be me. We have been. Sean and I have been like tinkering with the idea of a dad or parenting podcast that is not advice or expertise, but literally a week by week, like what happened in the past week, kind of live podcast for these two dads. So I don't know if that's something people would be interested in.
I would listen to it.
I know. Yeah, I think we could have. I don't want to. We're not like fully committed because again, it might be even hard just keeping these shows going while we have the kid. But
you have a name?
We do. It's such a good name.
I don't. We do not have a name. We do not have a
We
name.
don't have a name yet, but we do have a front runner.
We
that
have a.
is really hard for me to. It would be really hard for me to not use that name at this point, but we do have a front runner. We'll talk about it.
That's crazy. Okay. It's not a good.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
I know.
Name.
I know.
It's insane. But the more I think about it,
this is why I want it to come through so much.
It's insane. But the more I think about it, the more I like it. And honestly, if I saw a show with that name, I'm clicking on it 100%. Especially when you look at some of the other dad and parenting podcasts. But we'll let that be a surprise for our listeners when it happens. If it does. God, I want to use that name so bad.
If we're teasing other podcasts and you're not on Patreon yet, and you're a Vanderpump fan, Allison Wisniewski and I are going to do a Vanderpump episode.
That's awesome.
For the end of season 11. So just we're going to capitalize on the Bravo craze. Check it out.
Speaking of Bravo, anyone watching Top Chef so far this season?
Oh, not this season, no.
No.
I don't know. It's hard for me to go on after Padma left.
That's what I thought too, but Kristen's doing a really great job.
Kristen,
She's great. Yeah, it's true. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. You were saying, Kayla?
Oh, I was just saying a lot of people in the Discord chat are also wanting the Dad's podcast.
Love it. Okay.
All right. I think we could do that.
More pressure.
We could make it a Patreon thing for a bit.
I think we just throw it in the maid feed and see who laps it up. See if it's got any legs.
Is there any appetite for a podcast about expats who podcast out of this weird white void of a room?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, there is no time and space here.
Yeah. It's called the Swiss Miss. Swiss Mister. That's what you should call it.
Oh, you know what, Edwin? Me and you could start a podcast about their dad's podcast. Two people that are not parents at all.
I love it. I'm in.
Yeah.
Because all I do is start podcasts about other podcasts. I don't do any other podcasting. Okay.
We go deep.
In that podcast, you would have to be the positive one, and I would be the heckler.
Damn it! I'm not good at that. That would be so hard. That would be the challenge. That's the real challenge.
Well, what else? Is that it? Did we do it? We're coming up on noon. It's 11:50 local time. I think we did
pretty good.
Yeah. Like we done good.
Yeah, that's it. I think just looking ahead, we're going to be doing we're in mockumentary. We just did Parks and Recreation. We're going to be doing Modern Family, Abbott Elementary, and What We Do in the Shadows. So if you have any ideas or questions about those shows, we'd love to hear them. Shoot us an email. I believe Modern Family is going to be what's next week.
Yes.
And I look forward to that.
Well, this week will be
Modern Family to carry that discussion for all of us.
Yeah. Next week is in a week from this next Thursday, because this episode will go up on the feed on Thursday. So it'll be the following.
Yeah. So there's some time.
So mockumentary is going to be a little longer, but
correct.
Oh, would y'all? Christopher wants to know in the chat. Would y'all ever do Veep? I would love to do Veep. Maybe we hop on and do Veep someday. On
Veep is the only. It is a very, very unique distinction for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Veep is so crazy good.
It could be for our captive audience month. Something that you make us watch, even though I've seen it and I love it.
Seen it, yeah.
Oh, make me watch it again.
I mean, I've said this before, maybe already, but Veep is the only show that's so funny I have to pause it and appreciate how funny it is.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I feel like in terms of its like pace of jokes, it's like Arrested Development, 30 Rock, Veep are they're all like. It saturates you with so many good jokes that it's hard to even like value them sometimes because they just come and go so fast. But there's the writing is unbelievable.
I don't think I watched the last season of Veep just because it was so just for that very reason, Edwin. It was like, oh my God, this is so dense. I have to pay attention to this, and then I never got around to it. So there you go. We could do that. Thank you very much, Kayla, for all your help with this episode and with everything. Thank
You're
you. Thank you to the tots and everyone who joined in, and for our callers. If you want to call us and leave us a message, you can do that at 503-694-9314. As we said, it'll be a minute before we do a voicemail episode, but we'll probably play those occasionally in our conference room. Email us at mspodcastcompany@gmail.com, especially if you have thoughts on Mockumentary. Join our Discord. Kayla, is it a link in there? What's the best way to join Discord?
I mean, I don't have any control over this, but there's supposed to be a link in the show
There
notes.
is a link in the
And then
show notes
there's
in an
also
Instagram bio.
if you're in the Facebook fan group and you want to join, there's a pinned message that has the link there too.
Also, I don't know if this has come up in the show notes or anything, but sometimes the invitation link will expire. So please remind us when that happens, because that has happened before. But the one on the Instagram should be good now. But yeah.
Yes,
cool.
Do try and keep those updated.
Yeah.
Yes, you can set it to never expire. So if you need that,
I think I finally
Okay.
did that on the last one. Yeah. I was like,
Gotcha.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you like the Michael Scott Podcast Company and you want to support us, join us on patreon.com/Michael Scott. That's how you become a Scott's Tot. $5 a month gets you ad-free main feed episodes, as well as a monthly mailbag episode where we answer every question we get. As we discussed earlier, we're going to look into doing video from here on out for that, so that's something to look forward to. A portion of those funds do go to the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, so very special thanks to our Scott's Tots. Special thanks to Kayla and Brianna, who run our Discord. Special thanks to Ryan Lloyd, who designs our artwork. Our opening song is sung by Edwin James, produced by Alex Ward, and written by BJ and Jesse Novak.
I also sing harmony. I also am singing in it. I just want to put it out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
And the little chimes.
Yes.
Good job, Alex.
I'm the Lizard
Good job.
King.
This episode was recorded on location in Portland, Oregon, USA, and Zurich, Switzerland. And
Thank
from
you for
everywhere
listening.
everyone was from.
Yes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of this episode. If you had told us 5 years ago that we'd be doing an episode like this, 5 years ago, that we'd be doing an episode like this that was so interactive and that we got to hold up gifts that people send us, I don't think any of us would have believed you.
Yeah.
It is incredible that we've come this far, and it's just a credit to everyone that interacts with us and keeps us going. So just a sincere and true, heartfelt thanks for everybody. Yeah, I can't say it enough. But take care, stay safe. We'll see you next week.
Pippity poppy, give me the zombie.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bye.